How I love Ramadan fasting. Let's call it day fasting. Okay, you fast during the day. It's a neat fast because you begin it with a feast. Your breakfast. You eat before dawn and that's it. And let me tell you why I love it. I'm extremely sensitive. If I have problems with a neighbor, I can feel it in my home. I can't just isolate myself from the things happening around me. Man adapts to his environment, and some are super sensitive to environment. When I'm fasting, I transcend those problems, the petty irritations of life. Most people eat at them. They want to eat lunch. They're always going to the refrigerator, snacks. That's how they deal with anxiety. That's how I used to deal with anxiety. It was a coping mechanism to eat. But to not eat is far better. Imagine this, you're irritated with your neighbor. For me, it's when they have clutter all around, loud parties, too many visitors, too much traffic, loud talking, whatever. Okay, so you eat to deal with it. Food means mama. We eat to deal with anxiety. It brings the energy down from the head to the gut. Now you have far less energy to deal with petty irritations. Keep the energy high in the head, and you've transcended all that. I go into a fast the minute I feel irritated. I'm not going to eat at it, because I know how the thing works. I want to stay high. I want to transcend it. I'm very easily irritated with neighbors, so I fast every day. But I love Ramadan fasting because no matter what the problem, instead of getting emotional about it and getting into it, talking about it constantly, just fast. Now God notices your fasting. He rewards austerity, and you will overcome the problem. You will certainly transcend the noisy neighbor. True that metabolism does slow down with age. That's why after 30 people get broader and broader and broader and huskier. Okay, so you have to compensate for that. I look around, everybody's fat. I went to Walmart yesterday, absolutely everybody's fat. In fact, if I ever see a slim person, I really check them out because they're so rare, and I wonder, what kind of a life do they have? You know, it's genetic, I guess, but it's so rare. And most people are very, very fat because metabolism slows down after, I would say, 25. If you're going to eat 3 meals a day of that stuff, that denatured stuff, or eating out, you're going to be fat. I figured that out at a very young age. I had to really compensate. The only way was to eat one meal that you know is really good, filled with nutrition and everything good. You got to do some study and figure out what you like and what's best. And then fast. Then you can compensate and maintain your somewhat slimness, but nothing compared to people in the 70s because they were just like space needles. That's the effect of the pesticides all around, the chemicals sprayed in the skies, the plastics. The chemicals have proliferated since World War II. And you have whole families of chemicals and families of those chemicals. It's just billions of different types of chemicals. The body sequesters toxins into fat to protect the core, so people just get fat. And, well, the answer to that is what I've said, compensating. 1 meal a day. I prefer Ramadan fasting. Instead of thinking, oh, I gotta fast, it's gonna be awful and tedious. No, start it with a feast. Okay, now you don't eat during daylight hours. Now look around to all the fat people. You're gonna be unlike them. You're going to disfatten the body. You're gonna be comfortable in your body. You're gonna be sleek. And everything will change. Your clothes will fit better. You're gonna be a lot happier. Low carb dieting. It's toxic. Yeah, you'll lose weight in water because carbs retain water and low carb will naturally eliminate the water. But it's toxic. All that flesh and meat and eggs and cheese, no carbs in it. You'll have a no carb day and you'll lose weight. But I don't want to lose weight that way. I don't want to be toxic. You'll start to notice things like eye bags, which are a sign that you're holding toxins. It'll work fine at first, but after a while, you won't feel that good. You'll start to crave fruit. I went that way for many years. I understand it, but I did not like the toxicity. Somebody were to come to me and say, I want to be a singer, I want to be a painter, I want to be a poet, I want to be a writer, I want to be an architect, I want to be the best in the world, I want to be famous and rich. I would say start with yourself. Declutter your house. I look at their house, it's a mess, clutter everywhere. I look at their bodies, they're fat. Declutter your house, make it look like a library or a museum. Disfatten your body. Get slim. Become your true self. Start with that. Start with your personal effects. Then tell me about expanding your talents and becoming a famous singer. Because, you know, it's a paradox. They want to become rich and famous singer. And look at their house. They have lousy character. It's all about character. Build your character first. Become extremely neat so people can visit any room in your home and it looks like a library. Not cluttered. And look at your body. If you don't have any self-discipline and you're not eating the right foods and you're snacking all the time, trying to be a singer and snacking all the time, that doesn't make sense. Become a good character person first. Now let's tackle your aspirations. Look good in your 20s, then they start to broaden after 30. It indicates constipation. Physiognomy, the study of how the face reflects what's going on in the body. Constipation, the colon is filled, that's the sewer of the castle. Then it spreads out to all the other blood vessels and organs, and the face reflects it. It gets broader and broader and broader. The face reflects constipation. You must get rid of the constipation. You must clean out the sewer because it's all through every blood vessel, every capillary, all through the brain. It's like a water well. The same bloodstream furnishes every cell. It goes through the whole body. And if it's filled with fecal matter, guess what? It shows. Makeup isn't going to cover it. Nothing's going to cover it. People are seeking the wrong methods to cover up aging. It really isn't aging. It's accumulation of layers. Layers of wrong eating. Because that stuff doesn't go through. Only fruits and vegetables, fruit, greens, nuts and seeds, those go through. Everything else doesn't. A little bit, you may have what you think is a normal, elimination, but a lot is left in. And after years, it builds up, builds up, builds up. So that's the truth there. Work on your body, work on your house, then your talents. Man adapts to his environment. The world seems crazy. You go to Walmart, everybody seems fat and crazy. I'm sure they may be very nice people, but they seem like they're zombies. They seem lost. Man adapts to his environment. If it's crazy, he becomes crazy. You don't need a psychiatrist. You don't need medications. You need to just disfatten and declutter. That's all you need. And when you have a very simplified, neat home, man adapts to his environment, it'll make you neat, simplified, clever, up in the brain, your talents amplified. Makes sense, right? Don't tell me you can't do it if your house is cluttered and you're snacking all the time. You're crazy. Of course your talents will never come out. when there's irritation, there's going to be bloating. You begin to bloat. The body collects water to deal with the irritation. It's sort of a safety measure. The body will retain water if you're filled with toxins or toxic thoughts. I can tell. I don't know if it's the cortisol or what it is with anxiety, but you begin to collect water. When I'm around people I don't particularly care for, or it's boring, or they're irritating me, the next morning I can see that I've collected water. That's another thing. It's another sign, see? You'll slim right down when you deal with the anxiety. How do you do that? Well, I've already told you. Declutter and disfatten. Come into yourself. Don't seek a psychiatrist. They're all into just medication now, practically anyway. And, if you go talk to a therapist, all you're doing is complaining about your enemies. Well, that's the same thing. I say transcend your enemies through focusing on yourself. I can tell all this stuff with myself. If I'm irritated with somebody, see, I'm a recluse. I'm into solitude. So naturally, my threshold level of irritation with other people is going to be lower. Most people are putting up with stuff I would never be able to, because I want to be alone. I'm used to being alone. But when I get irritated with neighbors or relatives or whatever, people bothering me, I start to complain to my husband, and he says, I'm getting kind of sick of this, you got to let this go. I mean, you're just bothering me now. You're talking about this thing constantly. I think, okay, it's time to fast. I am too into this. He was military. Military men know you don't put emotions in things because it'll just bring wrong decisions. And I tend to get emotional. I'm a woman. I get emotional. So, okay, it's time to fast. It's time to come within. Just spend the day in a fast. Have a nice breakfast. Spend the day in the fast in the sun with my pets. And clean house. That always makes me happy. I feel better afterwards. Get into that. Get into the fast. Communication with God and the angels and the great mind that ever lived. Get back into the computer. Look up things that interest you. Come into the self. Have a wonderful day. Fasting is the happiest day of my life. Eating the sun. Let's call it day fasting. Or you can call it Ramadan fasting. But we don't eat dinner. Then those irritations subside. You transcend them that way. But if I'm going to eat all day at them, forget it. And most people do that. Let's do lunch. They're irritated. Let's do lunch. Let's get a chocolate sundae. That doesn't work. That just makes things worse.